I will call to order the meeting, the Finance and Audit Committee meeting. It's October 12th, 2022, and it's 3:31. All right, so I'll read the statement of announcement. A meeting notice announcing the date, time, and place of the October 12th, 2022 Finance and Audit Committee meeting was distributed October 10th, 2022 to appropriate media and other groups or individuals who have requested notification. The announcement and agenda were posted at the Department of Disabilities and Special Needs Central Administrative Office and on the website. In accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, the public has been notified that accommodations such as interpreters, mobility assistants, or other assistance will be provided to individuals with disabilities and special needs if requested in advance. All right, so the next item is the invocation that I'll give. Dear Father, thank you for another day to serve you and to experience your blessings. Please guide us during this meeting to help serve the clients of DDSN to the best of our ability. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. The next item on the agenda is adoption of the agenda. If I could get a motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
Thanks. And a second. Michelle?
Oh,
Second.
I
Okay,
did.
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. I'll do it louder.
It's okay. I know it's hard when I'm not in the room. Okay, great. So the agenda is approved as presented. Our next item on the agenda is item number 5, which is reviewing the minutes from the September Finance and Audit Committee meeting. They're on pages 2 and 4 of your packet. If you do not have any problems with that, with those minutes or questions, then if I can get a motion to approve them.
So moved.
And great. Okay. All right. The minutes are approved from the last Finance and Audit Committee meeting from September. All right, so the next item on our agenda, you'll see on page 5 is the financial approval and threshold report. Valerie Duncan is going to present to us on this these items.
Hi, I'm Virginia Goodson.
Sorry.
Valerie Duncan has asked me to present this since she is less than 2 weeks old with DDSN.
Okay. All right.
So the award that we have, we had a strategic planning consulting sent out for bid, for proposal. We received 7 responses. Sage Squirrel was awarded the contract for $283,000.
Okay, and $283,000, 180, right?
Yes,
Okay.
283, 180.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this item is something that we've actually heard a lot about for DDSN. I don't know if we need to go into a lot of detail about it unless Commissioner Miller or Woodhead has some questions about it, but this is, Dr. Fry, is this the first, will this be, when this is engaged, the strategic planning, do you know if this is the first time in the history of DDSN strategic planning has occurred, or at least in the last 20 years?
I'm looking at Nancy just because she's been here for that long, which is unfair. Would that be correct? Yes, that would be correct.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was, but I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I confirmed that. So it's, I know something that the agency would definitely benefit from. And And if there are no other questions for that particular item, I think maybe we should vote on this item as a committee due to the magnitude of the project and obviously the expense, and take it to the commission for our meeting next week for, a final vote on this. But any questions on this particular item? Commissioner Miller or Woodhead?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, all right. All right, well then, if I can get a motion to approve this item, we'll go from there.
So moved.
Okay, great. All right, so the strategic planning solicitation as presented is approved. So the next item on this report is falls under the CPIP, and there are a few items under that. I think there's 3 that we need to discuss and take action. So Andrew, I believe, is going to,
Yeah, I've got that one on my list, but it looks like we skipped item number 7 here, sale of land use 1 and 2.
No, I haven't skipped that yet. Are we still on the financial threshold reporting?
We're still on threshold, okay, we haven't gone there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
all right. So, the threshold reporting, we do have, a couple items that we're moving up on the list, and, to give some background on what we're doing here. Several weeks ago, or recently, I met with executive staff, and there is an agency-wide effort. We want to kind of improve our facilities and beautify our campuses. So this was a meeting about what could we do to kind of jump on some of these improvements that we've been discussing. So we went through our CPIP list to kind of identify some items that we could move up, that we thought were important enough to move up, and then we kind of even created one that we thought was something that important that we could get to. 2 of these projects being at PD Center and 1 at Midland Center. PD Center, we've got a bunch of roof replacements that we had, in our 5-year plan that we're looking to move up, and our some bathroom renovations that we'd like to do with the Pecan dorms, and with the looking to do a triage facility at Midland Center. I think that staff had identified Walnut to be a good candidate for a dorm there, so we were looking at doing some bathroom renovations there. Items 1 and 3 were previously on our 5-year CPIP plan. Item number 2, the Pecan bathroom renovation, was again just something that we kind of developed that we know is a need, and put it on the list. And the idea is to open these projects downtown through the JBRC process and get moving on. So.
Okay. So you would want this committee to give you the go-ahead to do that? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, we would need full commission approval to essentially open these projects.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I know that a lot of these updates and upgrades and improvements to our facilities are really, really needed. So I don't have any more questions about these projects. If no one else on the committee has anything for Andrew, if I can get a motion to allow him to proceed with these 3 projects.
Are we voting 1, 2, and 3 at the same time?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So a motion to vote on all 3 of these projects that Andrew has presented that he wants to advance to the next stage.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Great. So the projects as presented are approved for the next phase. So thank you very much, Andrew, for that. And now I know we're going to the next item on the agenda, because I think that was the last, from the threshold reporting document. The next item is the sale of some property in Landrum, some buildings, actually, homes. And that starts on page 6 of your packet. And Andrew provided us a lot of detail on that. And so you'll see several pages on these two properties and the materials that go along with the research and the appraisals and the things that have been done. So I appreciate that level of detail, Andrew, and I will turn it over to you so you can present on this.
Just to give a little bit of background in these homes, they are located in Spartanburg County. They have previously been operated by Charles Lee Center. They are part of the 59 community residences that the state does own. So they are 2 of those homes. They are located right next to each other. In fact, they share a driveway and they face each other. So it's kind of an unusual setup, the way they're sitting on the lot. But they're sitting on a 2.5 acre lot. And basically what we're looking to do here today is move forward with these things like we did recently with the Diane lot properties. So we would look for full commission approval to surplus and then sell these properties eventually.
Okay, so Andrew, are these the first 2 state-owned properties that we are, as a commission, are doing something with?
No, previously Ferguson 1 and 2, they were also in Spartanburg. They were sold several years back. And recently Lambs Road in Charleston was surplus. These are just the 2 most recent ones. Not many have been sold over the years, but.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I just know we have been, talking and discussing the state-owned facilities for many years now. And I just wanted to confirm that, if this is the first potential transaction that's occurring that falls under this model of the big list.
It doesn't come up often, but every now and then.
Right. And Andrew, we're still working on maintaining some of the facilities of these state-owned facilities that we currently, manage or technically own. Is that correct?
Yes, in fact, we've taken it over, basically taken it completely over recently with the adoption of the directive, the 300-05.
Yeah.
That kind of put it on us, and we've taken it over since then, so yes.
Yeah, okay, just wanted to confirm that some of those improvements were happening where they were needed and when they were needed, with the ones that are still obviously under the state's ownership. So, okay, so what would be the next step after our approval of this, Andrew?
We would, of course, approve here in committee, take it up to full commission, approve there, and then it would go downtown to the Department of Administration, where they would list it through their state contract.
Yes. Okay, gotcha.
Commissioner Blackwood,
Yes.
this is Commissioner Rawlinson. I have a question, and Dr. Fry may can answer this question, but I know that we had been looking into some homes, youth homes, and creating dormitory type situations, housing for youth, and then also we talked about some mental health type homes. Is there any way we could repurpose these houses, or would these houses not be what we're looking for? Is I think the question I'm having.
Sure, I can speak to that. These homes are 8-bed homes, and what we are hoping to provide for the youth intensive residential habilitation homes would be 3 or 4-bed homes. The smaller settings is best practice. So we don't think that it would be the right setting to fulfill that purpose. And in terms of the crisis intervention and stabilization efforts that we brought to you all in August, the plan for that is to base that at Midlands initially. And that's partially because of the ability to access to staffing. My understanding is where these homes are located, it is tremendously difficult to find staff because it's really close to the North Carolina border. And I think that's something that Charles Lee would probably be best situated to speak to, but we did have internal conversations before bringing this recommendation to you all about whether there would be an opportunity to repurpose these homes because there are needs. And the consensus across executive staff is that they would not, for all of the reasons that I just described.
Okay, that's great. I just wanted to verify those things with you. Thank you.
Great, great.
I just have a question for Dr. Fry. Quite a bit here, but are there any concerns that we need to be aware of? Are you satisfied with what we have here?
I am satisfied because internal staff, we always collaborate and discuss everything on the agenda and the materials before we bring you a staff recommendation.
Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
All right. Okay, well then, if I can get a motion to approve, the sale of the Landrum properties, in Spartanburg County, that would be great.
So moved.
Second.
Great. Okay, so, if there's no further discussion on that, then, we will move to the next item. Was that it for you, Andrew? I think it
Yeah,
was.
we covered the CPIPs
Okay.
and the threshold reporting, but if anybody has any other questions about the CPIPs specifically or any other information about the projects.
Okay. All right. I think I'm good. All right. So, the next item on our agenda is the 2705 directive regarding general duties of the Internal Audit Division, which are on pages 86 through 94 of your packet. And Courtney Crosby is going to present on that.
Thank you. So your packet includes proposed revisions to 27505DD, that is general duties of the Internal Audit Division. So this directive serves as our internal audit charter, and internal audit standards require periodic review and approval of the charter. So in revising the charter, we reviewed the mandatory elements of the Institute of Internal Auditors, or the IIA's International Professional Practices Framework. And that includes the standards we follow. We also reviewed the IIA's Model Internal Audit Activity Charter and an IIA position paper that highlights key areas that support the effectiveness of internal audit and should be included in an internal audit charter. So the proposed revisions encompass the requirements from the standards, along with those key areas that are addressed in the Internal Audit Association's position paper, while aligning our directive with the Model Internal Audit Activity Charter. So if you have any questions about the proposed revisions, I'm happy to answer those. But we are asking for the committee's approval to send the directive out for public comment. And once that public comment period ends, we would bring it back to the committee for approval to send to the commission.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Courtney, the policy committee reviewed this this directive yesterday, correct?
It wasn't reviewed by the policy committee. It was deferred to finance and audit for.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was on their agenda or not.
It was included on the agenda, but just to advance to
Okay.
the Finance and Audit Committee, because the charter does require approval by the Finance and Audit Committee.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got it. I just want to make sure that if there was some discussion yesterday about it, that we would need to know about it for today's meeting, that I would know that. But according to what you're telling me, it was simply just advanced, the version that is presented today and that you and I met on a few days ago, correct?
Right, so there were two minor revisions that were made and are included in the packet. So we had, sent the charter out in advance and discussed with the policy chairman, and he made a couple of recommendations. In the authority section, we added, the ability to have unrestricted access to the commission in addition to the finance and audit committee, just as necessary. And there was a paragraph added in the financial sanctions section that just references internal audit's role, in monitoring compliance with the provider audit policies or provider audit directives, and sending that information on to finance for invoicing of financial sanctions where that's required by policy.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any questions specifically about it. I met with you on it, and we talked through it and looked through it together. And Commissioner Woodhead or Commissioner Miller, is there any questions or any additional details that you want before we make a motion to move this on to public hearing? And then
Dr. I have a question for Dr. Fry.
okay.
Concerns that you may have here, are you good with everything?
No, I
You good?
have no concerns.
Okay, no concerns. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm ready
to take
the public as well.
Michelle, did you say something?
I'm good to go to the public as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, then if you want to make a motion to approve as written and as edited and presented to us, that would be great.
So moved.
Second.
Great. Okay, so there's no further discussion. Then that directive was approved and can advance to public comments. All right, Courtney, I think that's it for that. Okay. So the next item on our agenda is the financial update. And I just want to personally welcome our new CFO. This is his first Finance and Audit Committee meeting. And Quincy, if you don't mind introducing yourself and just saying a few words about yourself, we're happy that you're here, and we're excited to work with you. So, and then you can go on to your item if you want, the financial update.
My name is Quincy Swigert. I'm originally from Lexington, from South Carolina, so kind of bounced around a little bit, after college, but back in South Carolina since about 2008, and that's when I started in state government. Most recently, I was with the Department of Health and Human Services, where I was the planning and budget director for the state's $8 billion Medicaid program. And I'm excited to be here. Part of that over there was administering the waivers, and now we're operating the waivers here. So it's a big change. But I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Great. Well, thank you for that. We're glad you're here, and I know you've been busy, so I'll let you just go right into your financial update.
So on the last page of your packet, you're going to see the year-to-date performance of the adopted fiscal year 23 spending plan in the amount of $938 million. Through September, the agency has spent approximately $78 million in cash, and the monthly wash, we've spent approximately $154 million. So the agency is currently under budget by 0.26%.
Okay.
Nothing spectacular there, just on target.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Any questions on that for Quincy?
Welcome.
Welcome. Somebody, one agency lost and another one gained. What can I say?
Yeah, we're excited you're here. All All right, then. Well, I know this will be presented and possibly even updated maybe one more time before the commission meeting. I know things kind of change. As you were explaining to me, Quincy, on how the books and things are done or whatever. So I appreciate that update on that, and glad we're on target. Okay, so if no other questions on that item, we'll move to the next item, which is your official, CFO update regarding budget submission and cost reports.
So just two quick things. In regards to the agency's budget submission, I wanted to give the committee an update. All of the approved initiatives were submitted to the Executive Budget Office on Friday, September 23rd. Our first hearing of the legislative budget process is scheduled for Tuesday, October 25th at 2 p.m. We're going to have about 15 minutes to present our $32 million total fund requests to the Executive Budget Office and Governor's Office staff. There. And then the next thing is on our fiscal year 22 cost reports. I wanted to give the committee an update to say that this morning we received 26 of the 44 cost reports, and we've also received 17 audited financial statements. So we're expecting quite a few more to come in by this Friday's deadline, and staff have just been working hard as soon as those come in to start working on those.
Okay. All right. I don't think I have any questions on that update. Does anybody else have anything for Quincy? Okay. All right. So thanks for that, Quincy. And the next item on our agenda, which is basically our last item, is Courtney is going to do the internal audit update.
Thank you. So my update for October will be brief. So I'll start with our agreed upon procedures reports. At last month's meeting, I reported that we're wrapping up the review of the 2021 agreed upon procedures report. So we're just over 85% complete with the review of those 2021 reports. There are 87 of them in total. So we just have a handful left that are still under review, and we're working with the boards and with the contracted service providers to clear up any outstanding questions and obtain any additional documentation that we need to complete those. We've also started receiving the 2022 agreed upon procedures reports from the boards and the contracted service providers. So it sounds like your audit reports, we have 17 of those in as of yesterday. So the review of those reports is also underway. And we'll continue to keep you updated on the reports as we receive and review those. We're also going to be sending out an updated internal audit observation tracking report in advance of the October commission meeting. So that will include the results of follow-up procedures that we've completed during the last quarter. So if you have any questions about that tracking report, once it arrives in your inbox, please feel free to reach out. May I answer any questions for you?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't think I have any questions on that. So thank you for that. All right then. Well, our next meeting is November 9th at 3:30. Thanks for everyone's time today and work that you did to put in for this meeting. I appreciate it. And if I can get a motion to adjourn, we'll be done.
Second.
Great. All right. We stand adjourned at 3:59. Thanks so much.